And he's very lucky. I mean, you're looking at the rubber being all through the number. He is the lucky dog. He is the Aaron's lucky dog. But he's got that rubber all through the number, you know, where it's come off the tire. It's actually wearing. You know, the body is rubbing on it and wearing it. And, you know, he's lucky that it didn't blow out. And, I mean, can you imagine the disaster it would have been to be in that lead pack and to have a tire blowout? That would have shaken things up a lot.
They make their way on to pit road, led by the 16 of Matt Lofton. Then Davis, Hockenbach, Chris Buescher, and Brendan McReynolds, your top 5. Let's go to Jim Trado.
The 15 car is in, the JDRF number 15 for Ryan Reed. He came in just on the radio. Guys, I'm out of fuel. What perfect timing for them. They're going to put 2 tires in, 2 cans of Sunoco fuel for the 15. His teammate Kevin Swindell right behind him on the same strategy. Let's head down pit road to Ray.
The Strutmasters.com Chevrolet's going with right side tires. They need no adjustments here. Lofton said his car has been really good. You see the 99 in the middle of your screen, also going to do a 2-tire change. But right in front of him is the other Rouleau brother car, the 17 of Chris Buescher. They have decided to go 4 tires, and Buescher came in 4th, and he is going to have a hang-up. He is going to lose about 20 positions on pit road as they try for a 4-tire stop.
Chad Hockenbach and the 32 of Brandon McReynolds come off of pit road 1 and 2, so great stops for them. On the opposite end of that, Ryan Reed can't get his car fired.
You know, that's what I was talking about when I talked about these guys having to make green flag pit stops. They don't make all that many green flag pit stops. We could have had situations where guys would have been speeding, stalled their cars. Here we are, we saw a horrible pit stop, it looked like, for Chris Buescher, and Ryan Reed could not get his car refired after it ran out of gas.
Yeah, it's not going to fire here. There we go.
You know, that's a tough situation because especially with the new fuel systems the way that they are, you have to get that thing running and let it run for a few minutes. You see him spraying stuff in the intake there. This is a disheartening feeling when you're that close. You get the lucky break you need. You get to come down pit road and you're out of fuel. You know, going back to the Chris Buescher thing as well. You know, they took 4 tires when a lot of people took 2. And, you know, it's a tough situation to have a bad pit stop when it's on the left side. And you know you could have maybe taken 2 instead of 4.
So as the caution comes out for debris, everybody takes advantage of being able to make it onto pit road and get some fuel for the end of this race. May 13th on Speed, the Rolex Sports Car Series shifts into high gear for a heated battle on the famed Thunderbolt Raceway. With DP class as competitive as ever, the fight for dominance is going to be explosive. The Rolex Sports Car Series live from New Jersey, May 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed. Gorgeous day of racing here at Talladega. Out in front, it is Chad Hockenbach. He was able to get off of pit road in front of Matt Lofton. So we have had 2 different leaders now. Take a look at this pit stop.
Watch this now. You make these fenders so tight for aerodynamics, but the right front tire changer couldn't get the tire off. Took him so many extra seconds. You see a lot of gas being spilled at the back of the car, but look how much time it took him to get that right front tire off because the fender was so tight.
Well, the combination of the fender, but also too the shocks. You know, because we're mandated what rear shocks and springs we have to run, a lot of guys will put a lot of rebound at the front, tie that front down. Now you've got the tight fender well and a tire that's not dropping down like it's used to. That just is a recipe for disaster. You know, a lot of the pit crew guys that you see in here are all development guys or guys that are trying to get to the upper levels
the
of
next level. Sure.
Yeah, that was a Roush pit crew. But
that was a Roush pit crew.
It wasn't the tire changer's fault. He obviously, right. And he did the right thing. He straightened the tire back up to try to pull it off and finally got it off.
Again, the way this one started, after 10 laps of green flag running, a lap 11. This 94 of Steve Blackburn gets turned around into the grass, and then the melee happens.
Yeah, Mike Harmon gets turned up, and you see him in the red, white, and blue car into the outside wall. Right in the middle of this pack, Alex Bowman rides over top, and Terry Jones makes hard contact. A lot of cars with a lot of damage in this incident.
A few cars able to sneak through there, but you saw 11, or again, on lap 11, 12 cars involved in that incident. Most notably, Bobby Gerhardt. His 9 wins in the ARCA Racing Series have all come on super speedways. 8 of those at Daytona, 1 here. Joey Coulter, another big name that we thought would be a contender in this race, involved in that incident. Alex Bowman, another standout already in his early ARCA Racing Series career.
Steve Blackburn, that's the guy that actually started that incident with the contact from behind. And here he is with minimal damage, been able to run up front, up in the top 10 with these guys the entire race. And he's in a great position right now, coming off that top 5 he had at Daytona. He's running 6th.
They still do lap down cars on the inside here in the ARCA Racing Series. So those are the 2 cars on the inside. On the outside, it's Chad Hockenbraugh. Right behind him, that is Matt Lofton. Green flag back in the air here at Talladega.
I think you have to look too. You look at, you know, Steve's obviously in 6th there, but look at Frank and Will 7th, 8th. You know, Tom Hessert, all these guys that have pitted now that got some of that track position back, even though they were, you know, quite a ways away under green there.
You mentioned it, Rick. Right now, with all these guys pitting on lap number 53, a 94-lap race, I think we're all good to go to the end.
Should be able to make it to the final laps of this one. Now it's going to be trying to figure out what real estate you want to take to get to the front.
See Will Kimmel lined up on the outside with Tom Hessert in the 52, Mikey Kyle in the 1. Now Tom's going to dive to the inside to try to pull up behind the 44 Frank Kimmel. Will comes down there side drafting.
Realizes a little late that he had lost that spot to Tom Hessert. So now Will Kimmel in the tilted kilt 68, stuck on the outside, and sliding is the 15 of Ryan Reed. Problems continue for that team. He is off the racing surface, and they are going to throw the yellow flag. So the yellow comes out once again.
Now Ryan's in a tough situation. Now he's got to get back to pit road with minimal damage. He's got flat tires.
I think he needs to stop right now, and if the guys come back around the lap in which they've already slowed, I think they're going to be okay. Let's see what happens here. Looks like he undoubtedly had a tire going soft because the thing just turned around. Looks like the left rear, you can see it already starting to come apart from the debris. There's that left rear that's down.
Right along with him.
Yeah, you can hear that left rear tire go.
You know, and that's something here. You're going through all this debris, and it's such a big racetrack. The jet dryers and the safety crew do a great job of getting everything off the racetrack, but sometimes because it's so big, it's just hard to get all that stuff off of there. And luckily, he blew the tire out almost on pit road, so he can get right there.
Coming out of turn 4 and onto that concrete apron area just before you get to pit road. So the 15 back on pit road. Caution has come out once again. We have 37 laps to go from Talladega Superspeedway. Brandon McReynolds running 2nd. And we're seeing problems out of the 4. He's wiggling. Could he be out of fuel?
I guess he must be out of fuel. He's trying to wiggle it.
Brandon McReynolds 2.5 miles away from his first victory in the ARCA Racing Series. Coming out of turn number 4. Look at the run. Look at the run by Bobby Gerhardt. Gerhardt on the outside. 4 wide as they come into the tri-oval. Gerhardt coming through the tri-oval, and he'll win again. I wasn't sure it was possible that Bobby Gerhardt could figure out a way running 6 coming out of turn 4 to win a race, but he did. And it was because Brandon McReynolds had run out of fuel coming out of 4. He's in a situation now where he runs 3rd. He's got enough fuel to get to the end, we believe. Only 35 laps to go. Just behind him, the 82 of Sean Corr. Jim Trado.
Well, guys, this is the team that set the pole at Daytona. They had a broken valve spring that led to overheating that caused them to go behind the wall, unfortunately for these guys. Ben Leslie is the crew chief on this car. He's got a lot of NASCAR experience. He just told me with a smile, we pitted twice, lap 14, lap 21 for fuel only, and we are good to go. This caution's a huge help for them in terms of getting more laps in so they can go racing without worrying about fuel mileage. What a difference a week makes. This team was really low because they got plowed into at Salem, and he had some injuries left. He had an ankle injury and also a separated rib, so Sean Corr, the driver, certainly having a better run this week, shall we say, than at Salem last weekend. Corr, certainly one of the drivers in the hunt, and I know he's got some very, very special people in the grandstands, guys, cheering him on today.
Yeah, he sure does, Jim. On that hood, they're talking about the Fallen Heroes program that they are wrapping their arms around today. They've got a fallen hero on the hood there, and that's Sergeant First Class Stephen J. White. And Stephen J. White was a 39-year-old father of 7 children from right here in the Talladega area. He was killed after his 5th tour of duty after 20 years of military service. He was assigned to the 3rd Battalion, 16th Field Artillery, and 2nd Brigade Combat Team of the 4th Infantry Division based in Fort Hood, Texas. So a very fitting, I guess, special presentation that they're doing, and it's not only going to happen here at this race, but they're doing it at a couple other races this season, celebrating our fallen heroes and making sure that we understand, you know, we're very appreciative of what they have done, given their lives for our country.
Anytime you can recognize our servicemen and women, past, present, or future, I think it's a really cool gesture, and I'm glad to see that that's what they're doing.
See Aaron's lucky dog there, Thomas Prater, gets his second lucky dog of the race.
He's a huge fan of the Aaron's Lucky Dog, I bet.
Absolutely.
A big fan. Well, you can download the free Speed app for your phone. Keep speed at your fingertips and fuel your racing passion with Speed on your phone. And get the latest race results, news, photos, and exclusive videos. Download the app from iTunes or the Android market now.
Good look at Spencer Gallagher in the Legion Air car. So that's a different view. We don't normally see that kind of a view from an onboard. And it's kind of interesting, isn't it?
It is. You know, we did that in our Brent car last year a couple of times, and it's cool to see because you look right in the eyes. And earlier we saw him tapping on the steering wheel. Not quite as intense, but now obviously the intensity in the eyes, and that really goes to show you, you know, when you're out there and you're focused on what's going on, you really, you know, you're putting 110% out there and leaving it all on the table. So you're leaving nothing on the table, excuse me. So
he's still on the lead lap too, so he still has a shot at a great finish, running 22nd right now. We have 24 cars right now on the lead lap,
and we will have 33 laps remaining here from Talladega Superspeedway in the International Motorsports Hall of Fame 250. Chad Hockenbraugh out in front. Matt Lofton running second. Brandon McReynolds is third. Sean Corr fourth. Brandon Davis running in the 5th position as we're getting ready for the restart. Pace car has made its way off the racetrack. Back in the hands of Chad Hockenbraugh now as the field. Come through tri-oval, and green flag goes back in the air. We're back underway.
You know, Chad's done a great job today. I mean, he stayed up there in the top 4 or 5 positions and made sure that you know, he was there whenever it came time to get the good break he did on the pit stops, and it's paying off very well for him.
Only our second leader of the race. The 16 of Matt Lofton led every lap till he made his pit stop.
And then he did not win the race off of pit road. That was won by Chad Hockenbraugh. And right behind Lofton is Brandon McReynolds. So the top 3 running Chevrolets. Then it's a couple Fords back there in 4th and 5th as we see him fan out going down the backstretch.
Got a lap car there in the middle of it, Zach Ralston. So he was fighting for space with a 44 of Frank Kimmel.
You know, we talked about it earlier. Of, you know, obviously the lap cars make a big difference, and all the guys wanting to get to the bottom. And you know, some guys are able to get rolling and stay in there and not be a problem. Other guys, you want to make sure you get around them because you know that they're wounded or damaged. So I'm sure that's what Frank was thinking, and definitely knows how to get around this place and you know, push his way into whatever hole he needs to be able to get by those guys.
Frank Kimmel just 5 wins away.
Ooh, a little bit of contact there. It looked like Will Kimmel may have got a little bump from behind, but he straightened it out and jumped to the bottom, got in line on the bottom. Oh, car in the wall.
The one of Mikey Kyle spinning.
I think there was a car into the outside. Well, there it is right there, the 76.
John Ferrier.
John Ferrier.
So John Ferrier backing down the backstretch up against the wall. A caution comes out again. A lot of damage to the front of that race car. Saw Mikey Kyle sliding on the concrete apron. He's going the right direction once again, but I'm sure he'll be making his way onto pit road.
Yeah, Mikey's another one of the cars on the lead lap right now.
Another look at what just took place.
A little bit of contact from the 0-4 right there. Larry Barford Jr. turns Mikey Kyle around, and then to look like
the 11 there.
Yeah. The 11 made a little bit of contact. Brett Hudson made a little contact with John Ferrier. John was just trying to move to the high side, I think, to give these cars, to give Mikey Kyle some room to spin there in case he came back up the racetrack.
Look at how close Mikey Kyle gets to going upside down here as he turns around. That car up on 2 wheels and then back down.
Wow.
That's not something you want to go through. I mean, in your mind, you think you're going over.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Trust me, you don't want to do that.
I laugh and I refer to Phil. You have actually rolled over 10 times, a barrel roll, going down that backstretch, I believe.
Well, going into turn 1, actually.
Turn 1.
Sure it is.
Not fun.
Not at all. Not at all.
Take another look.
I think you know, one of the things here is obviously guys are moving up. You see that the 76 there moves up across. He's probably letting off the accelerator. Here comes the 11 of Brett Hudson. He's still going as hard as he can to try to get clear of it. When you're behind it or even with it, you want to keep going. When you're in front of it, your first instinct is to let off that accelerator. And unfortunately, it gets you all together at the same time, same place.
Fifth caution has come out here at Talladega. Stay with us.